Welcome to the Rewilded Human podcast, where Dr. Lucille and Lynn will tackle your most difficult and intimate questions with candor, tough love, and a little dash of humor. In today's episode,
you need to prepare for retirement. You need to prepare for retirement, at least a few years before you're actually ready to retire, because this is a major life transition.
I don't have time for friendships like this. Somebody that makes you feel resentful, it's not right. And I mean, to be doing things only that she enjoys doing, not things that you enjoy doing together. I mean, it doesn't really sound like it sounds like a one-way friendship to me.
Welcome, everybody, to the Rewilded Human podcast. We are at episode 31. I'm Dr. Lucille, and this is my beautiful and wise partner, Lynn Hardy. And today we have quite a full and rich episode for you, so we're just going to launch right in. So, Lynn, would you like to start?
Yes, I would love to start. So the first question is from Roger. He's getting worn down by his wife's behavior. Poor Roger. My wife is a major drama queen. She often overreacts to things that I don't think are a big deal, like our neighbor going into the hospital for minor surgery. She gets so anxious and keeps needing to talk about her anxieties to me. I try to be sensitive, but I don't know how much more I can take. What can I do? Oh, poor Roger.
Poor Roger, yeah.
Being married to a drama queen is not easy. And I think your wife needs some girlfriends to dump on and share all this anxiety and all this stress with, because I think most guys are just simply not interested in these little things that are upsetting us. I'm just speaking from experience. They don't care about the neighbor having a mole removed or any of those things, right? What do you think, Lucille?
I have dealt with a number of these major drama queens.
You have?
I do sometimes feel sorry for the partners.
Yeah. No, that's hard.
And one of the things that I find that is really important to remember is how did your wife become a major drama queen? And usually they have a history of neglect when they were growing up. And so they learn to dramatize everything so that they can get the attention and the affection and the reassurance and the soothing that they couldn't get just by being normal, right? And so, your wife may not agree. She may not think she's a major drama queen. But if we were to take what you say on face value and say, yes, she's a major drama queen, then you're going to have to maybe say to her something very, very sensitive, like, dear, I appreciate that all these things really bother you so much. You have so much emotional pain. And I don't think I'm equipped to really help you with that. I would love to, but I can't. And I would suggest that maybe you need to think about whether or not you need professional help, and I would love to see you be happier and stop having all the drama. I don't think you would use the word drama, actually.
No, you wouldn't. But don't you think this would set off a drama queen even more? Oh, you think I'm crazy? You want me to go to therapy? I could just see it.
Yeah. And it certainly could. But you could point out that, you are just not used to this. You're not equipped to deal with this, and you do want to help her. You love her. You want to help her. And you would love to talk with her about what it is that might be of help to her. And you could even go so far as to say, because it kind of just makes me feel inadequate and a little bit hopeless and helpless. I would love for both of us to have a relationship where we felt calm and safe with one another, and that neither one of us had to feel like, everything is a big crisis. So you could say something like that in a very calm, kind of, again, non-judgmental way, reassuring her how much you love her and care for her. But, Lynn's right. There is there are some women or some people, it's not just women, who would just get their backs up and say, go into complete denial and feel very offended by what you've said.
Yeah.
Well, you
In
know
that
what?
case, all you can do is turn down your hearing aid when she's ranting and just
That's
keep
right.
nodding. But maybe,
Yeah.
maybe this is why a lot of men do tune us out. I mean, I shared some posts that men only listen to like 20% of what we say, but maybe that's why, because maybe to men, we all come across as drama queens because we just express our feelings, our emotions, and everything much more explicitly than most men do. So I think, I'm not saying Roger's wife isn't a drama queen. She may well be, but we just express ourselves differently from men. Most women do.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
And men in turn kind of tune us out. So
Yes.
I have found as a woman really to find solace in my girlfriends and
Girlfriend.
yeah,
That's
and
exactly where you need to take it.
yeah,
When
and
you have
to
a
take
drama
the
with
drama to them because
your
they love
girlfriend.
drama, right? And they're like,
Right.
yeah, girl, tell me more. How big was that mole on the neighbor's butt? They want to know everything.
So true. Yes.
So try these, Roger, and we hope that this will help you.
Yes, and even if it doesn't work, Roger, at least you've learned something. At least you've learned that your wife is not only a drama queen, but she's totally uninsightful about her own behavior. And then you really do have to live a kind of independent life from all of her dramas as much as you can. Turn down your hearing aids.
I agree. Turn down that's going to be like the new catchphrase for the thing. Just turn down the hearing aid. That would solve a lot of issues in marriages.
Yes.
Okay, next question.
Myra feels pushed around by a friend. I have this friend that I've known all my life. We've gotten closer since her divorce a few years ago. I used to enjoy her company, but more and more I find she's telling me what to do, how to live my life, and insisting we get together a few times a week to do things she's interested in. I'm getting resentful, but I'm afraid to say no to her and possibly hurt her feelings. What do you think I should do?
I don't have time for friendships like this. Somebody that makes you feel resentful, that's just, it's not right. And I mean, to be doing things only that she enjoys doing, not things that you enjoy doing together. I mean, it doesn't really sound like it sounds like a one-way friendship to me. So
Absolutely, it does. Absolutely. And I think you need to really think about, Myra, how important is your mental health? How important is your time and energy? And also listen to the stories you may be telling yourself about why you're still with this friend. We tell ourselves stories about why we're with people who are not good for us. And usually it's usually like the stories are BS. Oh, they really need me. What would they do without me? I'm concerned about them if I wasn't in their life. You know what? Chuck it. Just don't even bother. Know what the stories are and ask yourself, am I willing to go through the rest of my life with this person sucking on my energy?
sounds like a codependency, right? Like
very, very much so. And it's more about, listen, you have to look at your own insecurities, Myra. Honestly, I'm going to give you a little tough love here. You need to look at your own insecurities. What is actually keeping you with this friend? Really, you are so desperate for approval that you would, have somebody control your life like this? You're not going to do you or them any favors by staying in this kind of relationship any longer. So I think that you need to do a deep dive with yourself, be very honest with yourself about, what are your insecurities? What are your fears? What are your real fears? Every adult is responsible for their feelings. You are not in control of her feelings. Yes, you can say things that she will react to and maybe get hurt by. Her issue. She's not 5 years old. You're not her mother.
Absolutely.
So I
Friends,
would
friends
encourage.
should bring you joy. You know, friendships, friends should
Absolutely.
bring you joy, and there's no time for anything else. I would never
Yeah.
spend time with anybody that makes me feel resentful for spending time with them. I mean, you know, our
Yes.
time, especially as we get older, our time is the most precious commodity
Precious.
that we have. And you have
Absolutely.
to choose wisely whom you spend your time with. I think that's so important.
Yes.
Okay, next question from Jackie. Jackie's having a challenge with retirement. I was counting down the days to my retirement when I was working. I thought it would be so great to be free to do exactly what I wanted. But now that I've retired, I'm not feeling motivated to do much. I sit around and watch a lot of TV. What's wrong with me? I think this is so common. I think this is so common.
Very.
This is like the beginning of the end when you just stop doing, you have no more purpose, you have nothing to get up for in the morning. You sit there watching TV, which is like killing every single brain cell you have in your brain left. And it's not a good situation. I mean, what I would personally recommend is, you know, get up with a purpose every day, have things to do, go volunteer if you don't have anywhere to go or any friends, or find a hobby, find an interest, start knitting, join a painting class, you know, join a community. You need purpose. You can't, people think, okay, I'm just going to stop work and I'm going to be so happy because I can just laze around and do nothing. But as humans, we need dreams, we need a purpose, we need a reason to get up every morning. And watching TV is not that reason. So
I agree.
you need to find your purpose. What do you
Yeah,
think?
I agree thoroughly with everything you've said, Lynn. And I think one of the things that people don't take into consideration is you need to prepare for retirement. You need to prepare for retirement, at least a few years before you're actually ready to retire, because this is a major life transition. This is a huge chunk of your life that you've put into work, and then it's gone. And so you have to build the structure in your life to replace it.
Absolutely.
It's you can't just fall off the cliff.
No, it's kind of like
So
when you finish school, you know, when you finish school, it's also a big transition. But if you don't have a
sure,
plan on what you're going to do after you finish high school
sure.
or university or whatever, what's your plan after that? It's not like things are just going to fall out of the sky. You need to make a plan. What's going to be your career? What are you going to do? What, you know, how are you moving forward? So retirement is another huge transition,
Huge.
one of the biggest
Yes.
ones in our lives. And you, like Dr. Lucille said, you need a plan. Like what
Mhm.
do I love to do? What do I want to do with my time? What do I want to do
Yeah.
with my money? What do I, you know, who do I want to
Yeah.
be surrounded by? Do I want to
Yeah.
travel? Do I want to learn new skills? Do I want to give back to the community? I mean, it's an amazing opportunity because all of a sudden you have all this free time, which you've never had before in your life. You know, your kids are grown. You don't have to go to work. You don't have to get up early in the morning. I mean, it's a huge opportunity. Why would you waste that watching TV? The idiot box.
All
Why?
right. And not to scare you, but this is the reality that people who retire without any kind of plan in place or a purpose, they tend to die earlier. They
Well, you
tend to
need,
die.
first of all, you need to move your body, you need to
Yes.
socialize, you need to get out in nature, you need to do all of those things. And you know, it's like a domino effect. You just, okay, you get shut in, you don't go out, you don't feel like
Mhm.
seeing people, you don't bathe anymore because you don't need to, you're watching too much TV. And it's just, you just become this old person that is just waiting to die pretty much. And how sad
Mhm.
is that? When you could have
Yeah.
like the happiest and the best years ahead of you.
Right.
And it's a
Exactly.
huge opportunity, Samantha. You know, you're very lucky. And if
No,
you're
it's
still in
Jackie.
good.
Sorry, we're not to
Oh,
Samantha yet.
Jackie,
It's
sorry,
Jackie.
sorry, Jackie, sorry about that. Jackie, it's a great opportunity to, you know, to do some wonderful things with your life, with the years
Mhm.
that you have ahead of you.
Right.
Yes,
So I hope you do find some purpose in your retirement, Jackie.
we hope
But you have
so.
to start now.
Absolutely,
Mhm.
absolutely. So the last question, is it me again?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I keep getting lost with the Samantha. Samantha is in conflict with her siblings. I'm really shocked at how my brother and sisters have all turned against one another since my dad died. I always thought we were close and loving, but I don't know these people. Everything changed around the distribution of the estate. Each one feels they weren't treated fairly in the will and should get more. They become vicious when they argue with each other. I'm the only one who cares more about keeping the family together than about how much of an inheritance I'm getting. I've thought of trying to get us into family therapy. What do you think? This is so common when someone passes away and everyone's killing each other for the inheritance and everyone feels they were treated misfairly. I see so many families fall apart, including in my own, after grandparents passed away and then the sisters never spoke to each other again. And it's really, really sad, isn't it?
Very, very sad.
It brings out the worst in everyone, especially like finance,
Brings us
money, inheritance. Oh, it just, when you see
Yeah,
the
it's like
colors of
everybody
everyone.
thinks of it as they think of their piece of the inheritance as a statement about their own personal worth, especially the personal worth to the parent who died, right? Oh, you gave more to my brother. Oh my goodness, that means you didn't love me, you know? So
do you think parents should give fairly and equally to every child?
it depends a lot on various circumstances. Like, for example, if you've got one son who's a drug abuser, gets jailed often, or is on the streets or whatever, and is not accepting any help, I wouldn't give a fair share to that person. If you have already, for example, you have one child who has really needed money for, say, starting up a business or buying a house or whatever, and you decided to give a portion of your estate to them before you die so that they can set up in life, well, obviously you're not going to then distribute everything equally in the will because you've already given a portion of your estate. So I think every situation differs, and I don't think that giving equally really solves anything. It can create conflict in and of itself. So one of the things that is really important is that you have to remember, Samantha, that this is obviously a very painful time for you. It's a very painful time for your siblings. If you can get at least one of them on side with you, and you can talk to them heart to heart, because you don't have any issue with getting more of the estate. You can maybe talk very reasonably to one sibling that maybe you're closest to, and have that conversation about, listen, this is driving our family apart. I don't want to see this happening. How do you feel about the situation? Is there anything we can do to make it better? You start with at least one or two people in the family that you have a close relationship with, and see if they are amenable to thinking about, what is this going to do to our family, and is it really worth it? But it's difficult when there's only one of you and a bunch of them that are fighting, and you want to help the situation. You have to be very, very careful.
What about a mediator or a therapist too?
But everybody has to agree to that. That's the thing, right? And maybe they will, and you can certainly suggest that to them. But I would start with maybe the siblings that are closest to you, and see if you can get them on board, because if you can get at least one or two on board with you, that may sway the whole group to say, okay, we're ready to try a mediator, or family therapy, whatever. But don't take it personally. That's one thing I would suggest to you, Samantha. Don't take personally, and don't feel like you are you may have had the role of rescuer in the family or peacemaker in the family.
Yes.
And I would say to you, you know what, in this instance, you just don't have that much control. You do what you can, but then I would say, okay, then leave it. And if they're not willing to make peace, there's not much you can do about it.
I think this is a really big lesson for parents, for grandparents, to spend every dime before you die. Spend all your money, because you don't want this kind of family conflict afterwards. Live it up, spend it all, give it to an animal shelter, and then you're not going to have this issue. Because you don't want your family turning, you don't want your kids and your grandkids and everyone turning against each other.
Yeah. So what they're going to do is they're going to turn against you after you've died.
I don't care. I'm spending every dime. So if my son's watching this, you know what's coming and what's not coming. Mind you, I have an only child, so that's really not going to be an issue for him. But I'm all for that. Don't you think that's a good idea, that people really should spend that money and enjoy it?
In some circumstances, yes, especially if you have children who have, maybe they've neglected you, or they really, you don't have to feel obligated to give your kids your estate. I agree with that. Not every family should do that necessarily. But something you said really does resonate with me, which is I think that the parents have to give more thought to how their money distributed to the kids is going to impact the relationship between the kids.
Exactly.
Maybe parents need to think about, okay, I'm giving this to so-and-so, this to so-and-so, this to so-and-so. And is this going to cause the family to crash and burn? Have some discussions with the family, tell them reasons maybe why you think you should distribute your money this way or that way. Not that they should tell you what to do. It's not their decision about where your money should go, but that you kind of talk to them about it. Prepare
and maybe
them.
It's better if they know ahead of time, so that it doesn't hit them as a shock, once you die, and they're like, oh my God, that's all I'm getting. But if you already know, you're prepared for it. And I think ultimately when you go and you're leaving children behind, the most important thing for you is for your children to get along and to love each other and to have peace in the family after you're gone. So it's so unfortunate that often that's not the case, and it's the opposite happens. So that's really, really sad. And Samantha, I mean, we totally feel for you, and we're sorry for your loss with your dad. And hopefully you and your family your siblings can resolve this issue and kind of move forward and find peace and learn from the whole experience. Very, very sad.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, so that wraps up this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. Please like, subscribe, share with a friend that you think it might be beneficial for. And we appreciate you guys so much. We appreciate you sticking with us, watching, and thank you so much, Dr. Lucille. Your insight is always... I learned so much from you in every episode. I just feel like I'm getting wiser and wiser. It's unbelievable.
Well, you're already wise. Very wise.
Still got a lot to learn. But thank you guys.
Have fun.
We have fun. That's the most important thing. That's what it's all about. Hopefully we're helping people, but if not, we're at least entertaining each other and ourselves. And that's the most important thing. So
anyway, thank all of you. We are very grateful for you, our audience, and we wish you all the best all the time.
All the time, guys. Take care. I'll see you in the next one.
Please be aware that Lynn and I are here to provide insights, advice, stories that are for educational and entertainment purposes only. None of our content should be considered to be personal, medical, or mental health therapy. If you are experiencing a mental health or physical health challenge, please consult the appropriate healthcare specialist. We are here to provide the best possible content in an atmosphere of positive conversation and personal growth.